What is up YouTube, and today we are going to be showcasing, or I guess talking about the skills of the new upcoming ML 5-star. Like I mentioned in the past, it is Mage Luna, otherwise known as New Moon Luna, and she's actually previewing on the Epic 7 stream right now, but I couldn't really wait to show you guys. I wanted to show you guys in case you guys didn't catch the stream or you're watching this later, but like I did predict, and like many others did as well because of the Epic 7 World Championship registration banner, it is going to be ML Luna, otherwise known as New Moon Luna, otherwise known as Mage Luna, because that's what people were calling her, and she looks amazing. Now, something seems a little bit off about her model, something seems a little bit inhuman-like, but besides that, she looks pretty amazing. I really like her design. Her artwork looks pretty sleek, and you know, this was her original artwork base form. But as you can see, when we actually look at her model when she's standing, it looks a lot more refined and better now, a lot more modern. So that's pretty nice. And this is her story. You know, I don't really care too much about it. If you guys want to actually read this, you guys can check it out on the Epic 7 main channel. But let's do what we do on these videos, and let's actually talk about her stats and also her skills and what I actually think about her and how good she will be. So she's a light mage of the Libra sign, so if you want to start preparing your catalysts because you want to pull for her, you can start doing that. And she has very, very high health for a mage. Now, mages usually have, you know, either high attack, well, usually they do always have high attack, and they pretty much always have high defense as well, but you'll see Luna actually has high health and high defense. And also you'll see that she has 124 speed, which makes her one of the faster units in the game. 4 speed below, you know, usually the 128 speed openers, which are pretty much the fastest. And you're going to see that she is a very, very strong opening unit, and she has a health scaling imprint for herself, which is going to be very nice because you're going to see that you're going to want to build her on mostly health here. And you can see they do even mention at the bottom here she has high health. Thank you, Smilegate. Pretty obvious, but yeah, she does have very high health. Now let's actually look at her skills. So this is her S3, and her S3 Moon's Judgment, pretty OP. I'm going to say, because you're going to see that you are going to be able to dispel all buffs from all enemies, which is just a full strip, very powerful. Usually strips right now, or dispels right now, are limited to 2 buffs sometimes, or they are just turn cooldown, or not turn cooldown, buff duration reductions, but this is a full-on dispel. You'll also seal the enemy and also make them unbuff. So 2 of the most powerful debuffs in the game. Seal just denies every passive, which is super strong, especially against units like Blood, Moon Haste, also ML Senya. They're going to get pretty much countered by this unit because it'll steal their passives. Also works against Lionheart Sirmia, Lone Crescent Bellona, see Phantom Politis's passive. She can't actually stealth anymore. Just a ton of units. Also will work against Aiden's evasion, so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Seal is super powerful. And even though Noggle also is a sealing unit, you actually have to keep in mind that she has to land her attack, and it's also single target, right? This one's just an AoE seal, also with unbuffable, so you actually can't even really, you know, protect yourself with any buffs. So very, very OP S3. I think people aren't really realizing this right now. But seal is just such a broken ability because a lot of, or a broken debuff, because a lot of heroes right now, or units, really rely on their passive, especially ML 5-stars, right? ML 5-stars usually have an S1 and S3 that are active abilities, and an S2 that's a passive, and their passive kind of just makes or breaks their unit most of the time, but Seal will be able to shut that down. And the fact that this is a non-attack skill, it means you can't proc counter attacks from like Landy and stuff like that, and you'll actually be able to, you know, be able to put the Seal on very easily. Now you have to keep in mind this will get countered by like Selene and Politis still, but it is okay if you can actually avoid those units. Mostly for like Guild Wars offense, she'll be super powerful, and RT as well, obviously. But if you can, you know, manipulate the ban so you don't fight Selene and Politis, this will be super broken. And even speaking about ML Landy, right? ML Landy won't be able to actually resist crits. And ML Shu also can't really put injuries. So you can kind of get what I'm saying. The Seal will be super strong, and probably one of the most strongest openers in the game, just because of how OP this S3 is. And on top of that, you'll see that they're giving her a skill nullifier at the skill effect nullifier to the caster. So basically this means this will nullify effects from skills of enemy heroes and artifacts. So it's not just a skill nullifier, it's a skill effect nullifier. So this means that, you know, artifacts and enemy hero skills won't work. So this pretty much means The biggest thing about this is Bellion's passive won't actually apply to her. I'm pretty sure that's what it means. And she is, where is she? Yes, so she is a mage, right? Yeah, so she is a mage here because she is Mage Luna. So you can put her on Toggal's Ancient Book, and then even if they pick Bellion or whatever, they can't actually stop your, you know, your soul gain. And you can still soul burn this for 20 souls and apply this to everyone. So this unit is just gonna be OP, very, very broken, just because, you know, you can't even counter the souls with, you know, the Bellion pick because she ignores it. And her soul burn effect is ignore effect resist. So it's very powerful, right? And you're gonna see this looks pretty amazing. Actually, it's kind of a bit underwhelming, honestly, the animation. Can I see that again? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't really know about that, but anyways, this is gonna be super, super strong, right? You just bring her on Toggal's Ancient Book, and you just soul burn S3, and you're in a pretty good spot to win the battle, right? So pretty much how it's gonna work. And now we have our S2. So our S2, single target attack, 100% defense break, so similar to Luna's, Blue Luna's S3. And you'll also CR push yourself by 50% if that wasn't enough. This damage will also scale with your max HP. Successful attack deals additional damage to all enemies proportional to your max HP. So basically just going to stack her on health here. And the biggest thing here, guys, is the skill cooldown. So it's 2 turns, right? So our S3 is what? 4 turn cooldown. 4 turn cooldown when you actually max this out. And then we have our S2 at a 2 turn cooldown. And this is going to be crazy because she cycles super fast. So you have CR push by 50%, which is insane, with a defense break, which is also very good. And you have, the damage isn't, you know, that great, but you have some damage coming out. But the biggest thing is the 2 turn cooldown, because not only will this being on a short cooldown with the CR push make it so that you're cycling this faster, but you're also going to be cycling your S3 super, super quickly. So honestly, if you're against solar units and Mage Luna is pretty fast, you can keep these debuffs up on the enemy side pretty much all the time, which is pretty crazy. So this is also a pretty broken S2, even though if it doesn't seem like it, mostly because of the skill cooldown and the CR push it gives you. I don't know why it's 50%. It just makes her cycle super quickly back into her S3, and you're just going to be defense breaking constantly. But yeah, look at this. Pretty cool. So it does 3.6, and the splash will do about like 3k, 2 to 3k to everyone, which is not that great, but look at the debuffs on the enemy side, right? They have the seal, the unbuffable, they have defense break, right? So you can kind of see that she's a very powerful debuff unit, and cycling very quickly will allow her to actually put these debuffs up even more, which is very nice. Next, we have her S1, single target attack, nothing crazy, you know, just gonna be a CR push with, you know, just damage that scales with your max health. And yeah, she gets even more CR push. So I don't really know what they're thinking. You know, they have her on one of the most broken S3s in the game. They have her in an S2 that can defense break, and all the while she can be CR pushing herself constantly with her S2 and also her S1, so that she can get back to her S3 even quicker, which is, like I mentioned, probably one of the most broken S3s in the game. So yeah, this is going to be a very big problem in RTA. She's going to be available in the Mystic Summon starting July 4th. Also, she'll be very powerful in Guild Wars offense and Arena offense, just everywhere in PvP. I think she's going to be probably the new most broken ML 5-star, because she currently counters the most broken 5-stars, like pretty hard as well. She will counter ML Senya, she'll counter ML Haste, also will counter Janua, all 3 of which are probably the strongest PvP units in the game. Also will counter C Phantom Politis to an extent. I think C Phantom Politis can still deal with her, but Mage Luna is on, I think, the same speed tier, maybe a little bit higher, so you'll actually be able to outspeed. And if you put up Unbuffable on the enemy side with this S3, of course, then the, the Rage buff can't actually go on the enemy side. And if you seal ML Politis, she actually will not be able to stealth, and you can kill her right after, right? So yeah, she's going to counter pretty much all the ML 5-stars. She's going to counter a ton of other units. I think she's going to be probably one of the most broken ML 5-stars. Probably will be the most broken ML 5-star, or at least unit in the game for PvP. So I think that she'll definitely be a must-go for. You know, who would have thought she would have been super OP when she was the poster child of Epic 7, but definitely excited. And let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about this unit. I think she's going to be super busted, but I'll see you guys next video.